Hey, Warriors fans, we've got some major updates to break down today, and this one is going to get you thinking about the state of the team and what's coming next. Let's start with Jonathan Kuminga. It's becoming increasingly clear that his time in San Francisco is limited. Even before the earliest possible trade date of January 15th, the Warriors were quietly starting to explore trade options. If you watched that game against the Cavaliers last Saturday, you probably noticed the shift. Kuminga struggled, the second unit stepped up, and by the time he was benched for the next game, it felt like the decision was made. The organization seems to have acknowledged that things aren't working as they hoped, and now they're starting the process of figuring out how to maximize his value while addressing the team's ongoing needs. The tricky part, of course, is figuring out who could realistically come back in a trade. Kuminga's one-in-one contract, paying him $22.5 million, makes things complicated. You can't just swap him for any player. The Warriors need someone who addresses their gaps and can help them truly compete for a championship. Names like Giannis Antetokounmpo or Anthony Davis might come to mind for fans dreaming big, but realistically, those aren't practical trade targets. The team has to think strategically, looking for a player who fills a specific role, someone who can push the Warriors from a team that's treading water to a legitimate title contender. One option that has been floated is Domantas Sabonis. He would make an incredible addition, a versatile big man who can stretch the floor, create matchup problems, and bolster the frontcourt. But the financial side of that move is significant. Sabonis' contract would require an extra $20 million in salary space, and the deal could involve sending other players in the process. It would be a complicated maneuver, but starting trade discussions now allows the Warriors to map out all the details, ensuring they don't make hasty decisions when the trade window officially opens. Another intriguing possibility is Kristaps Porzingis. He's on an expiring contract, which gives flexibility, and the Atlanta Hawks might see value in acquiring Kuminga to fill the void left when they traded DeAndre Hunter last season. Porzingis brings size and shooting ability that the Warriors desperately need. At 7'3", he can protect the rim, stretch defenses, and add a different dimension to Golden State's offense. Yet, his contract situation and the short-term nature of his deal introduce uncertainty. The Warriors want players who will be part of the team throughout their championship window, meaning this season and next, and that adds a layer of complexity when considering such a trade. The ongoing challenge for Golden State is balancing current needs with long-term strategy. Trading Kuminga could strengthen the roster immediately, but it also requires careful thought about how the incoming player fits into the existing structure. The front office is clearly aware of this, which is why discussions are happening now. Beyond the high-profile names, the Warriors are also paying attention to internal roster dynamics. Coach Steve Kerr recently highlighted the importance of Pat Spencer, signaling that he sees him as a critical piece going forward. Spencer has proven himself capable, particularly when key players like Seth Curry are unavailable. He operates as a floor general in a way that few of the other guards on the roster do, orchestrating the offense, setting up teammates, and maintaining stability on the floor. This emphasis on Spencer underscores a broader point. The Warriors are evaluating who is expendable and who truly contributes consistently. Players like Jonathan Podziemski, for example, show flashes of brilliance but lack consistent impact. While he can light up a game, the Warriors can't afford unpredictability when aiming for a championship. Moses Moody and Buddy Hield fall into a similar category. Both are talented, but their contracts and contributions must be weighed against potential trades that fill glaring voids. In some cases, moving one or both could provide the flexibility needed to acquire a high-impact player who elevates the team's ceiling. The decision-making extends beyond individual performance. Golden State has also had to confront the reality that even with their core stars, Stephen Curry, Draymond Green, and Klay Thompson, there are limits to what they can cover on the floor. Injuries, age, and a natural wear of a grueling season mean the team can't rely solely on their veterans to carry the load. That's why moves like signing Spencer full-time and exploring trades for Kuminga are significant. They indicate the organization's willingness to make tough choices to remain competitive, rather than coasting or repeating patterns from previous seasons. Meanwhile, fan speculation about blockbuster trades has run rampant, particularly regarding Giannis Antetokounmpo. Rumors of trading for Giannis in exchange for players like Jimmy Butler or other stars have circulated endlessly. But the reality is that such a move is almost impossible. Milwaukee is focused on staying competitive, retaining their core, and ensuring that any trade preserves their chances to make deep playoff runs. Draft picks alone wouldn't convince them to part with a superstar of his caliber. The logistics and strategy involved in acquiring a player like Giannis are far more complicated than contract matching or hype. The Warriors are better served focusing on achievable targets who address their immediate needs rather than chasing impossible dreams. Ultimately, the message is clear. Golden State has recognized its shortcomings and is actively seeking solutions. The two recent losses against teams like the Thunder and the 76ers exposed weaknesses that cannot be ignored. The franchise isn't interested in repeating last season's pattern of playing from behind, scrambling to adjust, and relying too heavily on their veterans to cover gaps. They understand that addressing these challenges now, whether through trades, roster adjustments, or strategic acquisitions, is critical if they aim to compete for the championship. Every decision, from exploring Kuminga trades to solidifying Spencer's role, reflects a conscious effort to confront weaknesses head-on and create a more balanced, competitive roster. The coming weeks are going to be crucial. Fans will want to watch how the front office maneuvers, how trades shape the lineup, and how new roles on the team begin to take hold. For the Warriors, the goal is simple but ambitious. Build a roster capable of winning now without compromising long-term potential. That means making smart moves, taking calculated risks, and ensuring that every player on the court contributes meaningfully. Golden State has shown the willingness to face reality, and now it's time to see how that translates into tangible improvements on the court. Now, moving on, let's talk about the bigger picture for Golden State. Beyond the immediate roster adjustments, the Warriors are in a moment where they need to redefine their identity on both ends of the floor. Offensively, they still have the firepower to compete with any team in the league. Stephen Curry remains an unstoppable force when he's in rhythm, and Klay Thompson's shooting can change a game in an instant. Draymond Green continues to anchor the defense while acting as a facilitator, but the team can't rely solely on these stars. There's only so much the core can handle, and if the bench doesn't consistently produce, the Warriors will struggle to maintain the level of play required to chase a championship. This is where roster management becomes critical. The discussion around trades, particularly involving players like Kuminga, Moody, and Hield, reflects the organization's awareness that talent alone isn't enough. You need cohesion, balance, and versatility. Trading for someone who complements Curry and Green while addressing gaps in size, defense, and floor spacing could make all the difference. Someone like Kristaps Porzingis, with his ability to stretch defenses and protect the rim, fits that vision. Even though his contract is expiring, the immediate impact he can provide is valuable. Pairing him with the right pieces allows Golden State to strengthen the starting lineup while keeping options open for future seasons. The team's defensive approach is another area that requires attention. While Draymond anchors the defense and provides intensity, there have been moments where the Warriors have been exposed, particularly against versatile offensive teams. Adding players who can guard multiple positions, switch effectively, and maintain discipline on rotations is crucial. This isn't just about stopping points. It's about creating transition opportunities and complementing the offensive flow that makes Golden State so dangerous. Every trade, every roster tweak has to consider how it impacts both ends of the court. Pat Spencer's role exemplifies this strategic thinking. He isn't just a backup. He's a player who brings stability and intelligence to the offense. Spencer's ability to read the floor, distribute the ball, and make decisions under pressure elevates the play of everyone around him. Having him as a primary backup point guard provides continuity and reduces the burden on the stars. His contributions may not always show up on the stat sheet, but the impact is tangible every time he's on the floor. Solidifying his position with a full-time contract ensures the Warriors maintain a consistent level of play, especially in high-pressure situations where small mistakes can cost games. Financial considerations are equally important. Balancing contracts while pursuing trades is a delicate process. Large contracts like those of Kuminga, Moody, and Hield limit flexibility, but strategic moves can unlock opportunities to bring in players who fill key gaps. The Warriors must weigh the short-term benefits of acquiring immediate contributors against long-term stability and cap management. Smart decision-making in this area can determine whether Golden State remains competitive for multiple seasons or merely reacts to challenges as they arise. Meanwhile, the trade rumors surrounding players like Giannis Antetokounmpo highlight the importance of realistic expectations. Fans love to speculate, but the logistics of acquiring a superstar of his caliber are complex. Milwaukee's focus is on maintaining competitiveness, and any trade would need to provide them with immediate value to justify parting with their cornerstone player. Similarly, chasing deals that don't align with Golden State's strategy could backfire, leaving the team with mismatched pieces or losing flexibility for future moves. The lesson here is that while dreams of blockbuster trades are exciting, disciplined, strategic action is what ultimately shapes a contender. As the trade deadline approaches, the Warriors face critical decisions. Moving players who are inconsistent or whose contracts don't align with team needs could unlock opportunities for high-impact acquisitions. Kuminga's potential trade is a clear example. The right deal could strengthen Golden State's core while providing the Hawks with a versatile player capable of filling multiple roles. Similarly, exploring options like Porzingis or Sabonis reflects a proactive approach, rather than waiting until problems compound later in the season. By addressing weaknesses now, the Warriors can avoid playing catch-up, which has been a recurring theme in recent campaigns. Consistency remains a recurring theme for Golden State. Players who contribute regularly, understand their roles, and complement the stars are invaluable. The front office must assess performance not only on potential, but also on reliability. The goal isn't to assemble a collection of talented individuals. It's to create a cohesive unit that functions as a single entity on the court. That requires evaluating effort, adaptability, and basketball IQ, alongside raw skill and contract considerations. Every decision, from trades to rotations, has to reflect this holistic perspective. Looking forward, Golden State's strategy is clear. They need to combine their championship-caliber stars with complementary pieces who elevate the team as a whole. Acquiring a versatile big, securing floor generals like Pat Spencer, and creating roster flexibility are all part of a coordinated effort to compete at the highest level. The recent acknowledgement by the organization that changes are necessary is a positive sign. It demonstrates self-awareness and a willingness to act decisively rather than remaining stagnant. The pressure isn't just internal. Fans are expecting results. Golden State's recent struggles against teams like the Thunder and the 76ers have exposed vulnerabilities, and the organization knows that repeating those patterns could derail their championship hopes. Addressing these challenges proactively ensures the team is in a stronger position when the playoffs arrive. Trades, roster adjustments, and strategic signings are all tools to build a roster capable of not just competing, but winning at the highest level. Before we continue, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Dubs updates. Let's keep going. The Bay Area is buzzing with whispers that could reshape the NBA landscape. Donovan Mitchell, one of the league's most electrifying guards, has reportedly inked a deal with the Golden State Warriors, sending shockwaves through fans and analysts alike. While the move hasn't been confirmed with exhaustive detail, the mere hint of Mitchell donning the blue and gold has stirred an intoxicating mix of excitement and speculation across social media, sports networks, and casual conversations alike. Sources close to the situation suggest that the Warriors, long celebrated for their sharpshooting trio and dynamic pace, are looking to inject a fresh jolt of scoring versatility and athleticism into their roster. Donovan Mitchell, known for his explosive drives, step-back threes, and relentless competitive fire, seems tailor-made for the type of high-octane basketball Golden State thrives on. Rumors hint that management believes this could be the missing piece to reclaim dominance in the Western Conference, adding another layer of unpredictability to their championship blueprint. Fans have already begun imagining the highlight reels. Mitchell slicing through defenses alongside Steph Curry, weaving plays with Klay Thompson, and finding synergy with Draymond Green's cerebral court vision. Social media is ablaze with reaction GIFs, memes, and speculative lineups, as if the Warriors' backcourt chemistry could suddenly morph into one of the most feared in recent NBA memory. Skeptics, of course, question how the fit will unfold. Will Mitchell adapt to the Warriors' fluid, motion-heavy offense, or will the team adjust around his bold, ball-dominant style? The debate alone is enough to keep sports talk shows buzzing for weeks. Meanwhile, locker room chatter and insider murmurs hint at a ripple effect across the league. Competitors are reportedly taking notice, considering how this acquisition could shift power dynamics, alter defensive schemes, and force a recalibration of strategies from coast to coast. The Bay Area, a city already accustomed to championship hype, seems ready for a new chapter, one that could see electric performances, unforgettable moments, and perhaps a redefining of the Warriors' identity. For now, the story exists in the realm of tantalizing rumor, but if even half of it proves true, Golden State may have just set the stage for one of the most compelling seasons in recent memory. Stay updated exclusively with the latest Dub Nation news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep getting daily updates on the Warriors. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. Your input is essential for the Dubs community. Stay tuned for the next video.